Well, welcome everyone. I'm Doug Casebeer, and this is my studio outside of Norman. And I've been here about 8 years, 6 years teaching at the University of Oklahoma, and 2 years here in the studio. It looks full, but it's a brand new studio. I think my inspirations as a maker, more than an artist, started when I was very young. In fact, Pilar and I were just talking about this the other day. I think somewhere around 7 or 8, I realized that I was a creative maker. And then how I channeled that over the years took me towards clay and ceramics and art making versus, say, architecture or restorations or things like that. You know, I've had some really great mentors in my life, and I think that as young adults or young students, the thing you should always do is search out the people that support you and what you do. And a couple of best pieces of advice was make what you want to make, what makes you happy, and never stop making. You know, I'm a product of the prairie. I grew up in Kansas and Oklahoma, went to Norman High, and actually had my first ceramic experience at Norman High. And have come full circle to be part of this community right here. I think I look towards artists that inspire me both architecturally, in terms of the buildings on the landscape and in the landscape itself. So Clifford Still, a painter from North Dakota, has always inspired me in terms of the way he interprets the landscape. And I think that's really important. But then a couple other artists, and in fact I have postcards of his. Ken Price, a very renowned ceramic artist, has mentored me over the years, and I channel him probably every day in the studio. Well, I'm a maker at heart. You know, I just enjoy making. And then my wife and I have this arrangement. She's like, you know, the studio is your happy place. And if you're not happy, I'm not happy. And so go out there and get happy. And so I find that the space the studio creates for me is one of problem solving and creativity. And I look forward to being in there. And that's where I come. That's where I center my life, is in the studio.
Beautiful.
Well, you know, ceramics, I mentioned that I'm a maker, and I always feel like I am. And I build buildings, I build homes, I build studios, I build programs, I build pots, I build sculptures. And I think a lot of my life, because I've spent over 45 years in the nonprofit world, is building friendships and relationships that connect people together. So that, to me, is what a studio practice is really all about. And so I have a lot of things that I do in my life. I consult, I do field workshops, I travel, I teach, and I think that whole balance for me is as important as a visual artist, as a maker. But my happy place, right there, you know, the world tunes out when I sit down and throw, and that's where I go to find myself. Well, this is a nice segue into what I was just talking about, because I think art has this capacity to bring cultures together, to share struggles in life, and to heal people in terms of how they interact with each other. And I believe that art has that capacity to bring disparate cultures together, disparate groups of people together, to have a conversation. And hopefully that then plays out in their life in other ways. I have felt for many years recently that a lot of my experiences and efforts of working with disparate cultures has a sense of place with mentoring younger artists, or artists struggling to find their voice. And for us, Cultivating Creativity, myself and my partner Giselle Hicks have been talking about this activity for about 3 or 4 years. And it's a way that we can help individuals find their path in art making, but more importantly, find the voice within that resonates with themselves, their audience, and the community at large. I appreciate y'all coming out today to talk to myself and Pilar, whose show opens on April the 30th at Firehouse. Please come out and see it. She's going to have a 2-person show with Nellie Lyons, and they've been part of our Cultivating Creativity group. So if you have an opportunity, stop by the Firehouse to see that work. Well, amazing things happen over there, including the exhibitions that they put on for the community. I'm here in this community, and I look forward to being part of the artistic community moving forward. So thank you for coming out.